welcome back to the Liverpool podcast where we talk about the upcoming game against Porto and the other game against Brentford.
Yes.
Let's take it away. Tom, what did you think about the Brentford game?
I thought it was an exciting game if you're a neutral, like they always say. But if you're a Liverpool fan, it was a bit of a nightmare. But it's not the end of the world. You know, maybe we needed that to happen. A bit of a nightmare game, really.
I think that it was quite frustrating if you're a Liverpool fan, and maybe the commentators will now shut up about us having the same results as Chelsea. But we were very frustrating. Like, we could have taken our chances. Mane, Salah, both really could have taken more. And then Trent at the end, his corners were absolutely shocking, and he didn't really seem, prepared for their tactics the whole game.
That's true. I'd agree with that, Dylan. I think our whole team weren't prepared for them. It's like we'd never heard of them before. Considering how physical they were, with direct balls coming in through the middle, I thought maybe we could handle that, but we couldn't. I think this showed Van Dijk is not 100% yet.
He got bullied a little, didn't he?
I think he battled that Tony guy quite well, but I think it was a bit full on, that game.
A bit too much for him.
Yeah.
I wasn't even sure he was going to play in that game.
I knew he was going to play because he's going to play every game, but he needs to. This will build up. So that's why I said I think it's probably a good thing.
Well, what did you think of Brentford, though?
Go on, Dylan. What do you think?
I think they definitely surprised us. I think Tony was good in the first opening minutes of the game, and then we started to put the pressure on, but then they built it back at the end of the game, really.
Yeah, it's very to and fro, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Like I said, if you're a neutral, that's probably a very exciting game to watch. And if you're Sky, you absolutely loved it.
Oh, they loved it to bits.
Yeah, they couldn't wait to be frothing at the mouth. That's got a game, yeah!
Shall we mention the plus points in the Brentford game?
Well, you didn't let me talk about Brentford. I did a little bit.
All right, talk more about Brentford, Tom.
I think Brentford did surprise us, but I think some of their tactics were crappy. Were crappy tactics. I didn't like every time they were getting a free kick, their player would stay down for way too long. I don't like that. I don't like that kind of stuff. Yeah, that was just delaying tactics, and it was like, oh, well, they're a smaller side, they can do that. No, I know it frustrated us, but I just think it was bad sportsmanship. So, if there was a serious injury and then that happens, obviously you delay the game and blah blah blah. But if they're doing that for every single thing that was happening, I think there's only one time they didn't do it. I don't like that. But football, as in playing football, they were very direct. They were basically like us, second season under Klopp, doing the whole press thing. Had like strong, quick players up front, put us under loads of pressure. But yeah, I didn't like those dirty tactics really. If they could get rid of that and they could win games by playing football.
Maybe they can't. Maybe that is how they are going about it.
That probably is how it is for them. That's
because it's a lot different in the Premier League. Yeah.
Well, the lower division is a lot it's a lot quicker, a lot tougher, as in physically tougher. There's a lot more than our league. Although they say our league is like that, as in the Premier League is like that around the world, we're seen as like what we see the Championship. Yeah, but we've got a lot of skill in there, a lot of talent in there, so that all balances up. I was angrily saying at the time I thought Brentford were going to. I don't think they'll stay up, but I'll be surprised to see. I'll be surprised to see them stay up if they keep playing like that against Man City, Chelsea, Man United, which I don't. Let's see how they play against them. They put in a certain amount of effort.
I think in the game I badmouthed Trent quite a bit, but when it came to the actual goals, Trent got bullied quite a bit in that game.
Yeah, we talk about the actual goals. I think at least one of them was a foul.
Was it? I don't know if it's last season, but we played Man United and we kind of did the same thing with Van Dijk. It was like a foul.
Yeah.
And
but we didn't have like 3-on-1. They did that twice in the second half, 3-on-1. And that's is that going to be a tactic that only works against Liverpool because it's the only sort of people they give it to?
Isn't that a foul?
Yeah. One of them was definitely a foul. You look at it again, that's a foul on Trent. But it was just, well.
I did think he was out of position in other parts of the match, but he definitely got fouled, and it wasn't his fault.
He's not a bad defender, but he's not a brilliant defender. And how old is he? 22. So he's going to get better, right? He's only 22. He's going to get better. Think about him in 2 years' time.
I know. I was saying he's not a defender. He's nothing. He's not a defender.
If we did this podcast like straight after the game, it would be horrible. But once you have time to settle, and then you can watch the highlights again, and then you think, oh, right, we're okay. What did you hear? The ice cream van.
You're going to get an ice cream.
I want a 99.
Oh, no.
2 Cornettos and a 99, please. So, Dylan, what did you think of the goals?
I think that Brentford were pretty good on the attack. I think that Tony definitely showed in the first part of the game, and I think their goals, some of them were quite good, but other ones were just a scrap at the goal mouth, and it was kind of luck at that point.
Yeah, I think their first goal, especially when the ball comes across, I don't know if it's their striker or midfielder, completely misses the ball, and so it leads on to Fabinho, who I don't know what he was doing. I think he was asleep at that point. I think he'd fallen asleep standing up and was woken up by a man trying to kick a ball. But that goal and the other ones were just a bit. I just think at least one was a foul. But hey, it'll toughen Trent up a bit, I think.
I hope so, because he's done this before.
Yes, but look, we're criticising someone that, let's face it, any side in the league would take Trent.
It's because of him we won the league.
Yeah, it's because this 22-year-old that we've won all this stuff.
Who we're bullying and abusing.
Yeah, but we're allowed to, because we watch him every week, and we see the positives, but we also see the negatives. But he's gonna get better. He's gonna be better. As long as he keeps his head on his shoulders and doesn't lose it and think he's the next big thing, because he's been linked to Real Madrid now recently and stuff like that, he'll be good.
Do you reckon he could be moved into midfield?
What do you think, Dylan?
If he gets better defensively, maybe, but to be honest, he kind of is good in the right back position because he's very good at passing, so he can get it down to people like Salah and sometimes the midfield, so they can work it up. So I'm not 100% sure right now, but he could mould if he trained.
I think one of the problems with Trent's defending is not necessarily all down to him. I think Henderson didn't have a brilliant game. He wasn't terrible or anything, but normally he helps out Trent. He goes down and doubles up, and sometimes Salah does as well. And when although Salah was defending in that game, he was putting in effort. Salah's been our best player, let's face it. But when they're not doing that, it's just left on him. And that means Fabinho has to come over, and then he's out of position, or Matip comes over and then he's out of position. So I don't think it's all down to him being he's a terrible defender. I think sometimes, if Henderson's not 100%, which he's coming back from injury, so he can't be 100, can he? So it affects us.
Do you rate Henderson in the team still?
Well, yeah. He set all the goals, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he's still quite a good player. Even if he has a few bad games, he's kind of the captain that we need. Also, when we didn't have Van Dijk, he was kind of the captain as well, even more in that sense.
Yeah, going to play devil's advocate now and go against everything I said. Henderson's
Huh.
old. We need to boot him out. We shouldn't have given him a contract for 4 years. We're
Basi-
paying him way too much money. He's only getting it because he's an English player, and they're overpaid, and it's a disgrace. We should get in an Enio to
Enia.
we need an Enio in there. Someone that everyone else rates on FIFA and on Football Manager. That's who we need.
Basically, Tom didn't like Henderson playing in that match or any matches, and he hates him. He doesn't even like Trent much.
None of them. I don't like half the team, to be honest.
The only thing Trent does is cross the ball. That's it. Other times, rubbish, eh?
I could do that. Pay me that money, whatever he's getting paid. I'll do it. Well, midfield. Who do we have in midfield? We had Henderson, Fabinho, and young Curtis. We haven't even mentioned Curtis Jones.
You know what? I've been wanting Curtis Jones in the team.
I know you keep putting him every week. We say select a team, and you're
And
like,
when I put him in, I wasn't sure he was, I don't know, that good in there. Apart from his goal, which was, okay.
Do you want to hear something? Right before he scored, I was complaining because he'd taken a shot just before, and skied it. Right,
I did it. Just
before, I was saying, I'm sick of us having no one that can shoot outside the box. I was getting very angry. Yeah, it's getting to the point where we've literally got no one. Yeah, even though we just had Keita the week before. Yeah. I was getting annoyed by it. I said, I'm getting sick of this. And then straight away after that, he went and scored from outside the box.
You know why? Because we have Alzheimer's every time. We forget about the previous game.
Well, that's what I want to see more. I want to see more of that from him. Taking shots, being a bit, I don't know, a bit more confident because he's got the talent.
Look, Crust, what do you reckon about Jones? Is he worth being put in the team?
He's quite good to with the role he plays. He can get the ball out of difficult situations, pass it around, because he can also play that kind of a winger. So he's very good at those types of things. And I think that goal was really good for us. It will be really good for his confidence and stuff. Like the one he scored last season in the Champions League, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
That would really that would kind of had the same effect. So I think it would definitely be the same.
The funny thing is, he scored that goal and they took him off.
He looked annoyed, didn't he?
His confidence was like up there. He's like, yeah, celebrating, and then you're going off. So
did you think he was doing? Did he do well in that game?
I was thinking he should. I was thinking he should come off before he scored because I thought the midfield.
That's what Klopp was doing.
Yeah, but then what did he do? He brought him for Firmino. He bought him Firmino, and Firmino turned into Mark Lawrenson. He turned into Firmino. Right, cut all that. He bought on Firmino, right? And then we had like basically 4 forwards, and so who was it up front? You scored header. Jota going back into midfield at times. I don't think he's good in that position. It's a lot of work to do. So we basically had 4 forwards.
Is Jota in the wrong position?
He was up front, no?
Yeah, but where was he? I think he did all right. But what you get with him is you get someone in the box that is going to get those chances, like headers and things like that. But he needs to be more.
No. Has he had his day now? 45 million or whatever you cost. Get him out. Get him out of that club.
Yeah, he's done. It's over. No, he's
now a shitter. Okay?
Yeah.
Until he scores more goals. He did get ahead of that.
He's done very well this season, considering.
He has done well.
Remember what I said about Mane when we first got Mane? He could have a game where it looks terrible, like he's not done anything. But he'll do something that will get us a goal or like a free kick or whatever, yeah? Something important. I think that's what Jota's doing. Like the whole game, he won't look brilliant, but he then pops up with a header and we've got a goal there. I don't know, maybe...
He's good at headers.
Yeah, he's good at headers, considering he's a midget. I think that's where we lack sometimes. in the air. And
Yeah.
we've got Jota, Salah, and Mane. Although Mane can jump well, Salah's not terrible in the air. But yeah, I think we lack a bit there. So who knows? I don't think all three of them will be there next season. I think one will go.
So is it 2 points lost or 1 point
Yes.
gained?
In my opinion, yes. What do you think, Dylan?
I think that we definitely should have won.
Yes.
Yeah. So
But we've learned something off that game. When we play them at Anfield, I don't think we're going to be quite as free with the space that we gave them.
no.
Maybe 2 defensive midfielders in there this time. Hit them on the break.
No, I hope Brentford do well against the big teams and don't just choke.
Well, I hope they put in the same amount of effort.
They better do. They better do.
So I hope they're not some side that's come up and they've said, all right, make sure you do well against Liverpool. Forget about the rest. We'll make sure you step up.
Alex Ferguson's going.
Yeah, the fix is on. We know it.
But the biggest news was Milner wanted to start a fight with Klopp.
Yeah, I have no idea what that was about. Was that
And my question is, who would win in a fight, Klopp or Milner?
Klopp would.
Yeah,
Klopp would. He's a big man, and he looks like he could be angry. A big bear, big German
but
bear.
Milner is quite fit, and he could, chin him.
Yeah, but most footballers are in shape. They could maybe fight.
Yeah, Milner's quite. How tall is he?
He's 5'10" or 5'9".
Yeah, Klopp's like
And Klopp's 6'5",
6'12".
6'8". Klopp's a weird. He grows all the time. There'll be someone that we know is 6'6". He stands next to Klopp, and Klopp still looks taller somehow.
He takes his German vitamins. That's why.
No, he's got a hat that can increase in size, so it's like
He gets taller every time he gets angry. Exactly.
Yeah. And now for the preview of the Champions League game against Porto at the Dragon Stadium.
Scouser Pizza Boy. With his
Scouse
opinion.
Pizza Boy.
Yeah, because Dylan had left us, or the crust.
My name is Laquise, mate.
And now we've got pizza crust.
Yeah, obviously I ordered some Dominoes, and I tell you what, this is the greatest scran I've ever tried.
Yes.
So we'll preview the next game, which is against Porto, at Porto.
The Dragon Stadium.
The Dragon Stadium. Will there be any dragons?
Well.
Hopefully not. I watch it with my 7 kids. They might get a bit scared.
Right, he's out. He's out. Cut him.
Why would they be a bit scared?
Well, if they see this big scary dragon, they're gonna have nightmares, and they're gonna be like, "Oh!" So it's kind of scary for a young age as well. They're only 2.
Wait a minute. So they're scared, and how do they react when they're scared? Oh,
I'm scared of the dragon.
oh.
Why are dragons scary anyway? Haven't you seen that film where they trained a dragon?
How to Train Your Dragon. Tell you what, top 5 movie of all time. Number 1, Terminator 2. Number 2, Minions. Number 3.
What?
You've seen Terminator 2? Oh, you've seen it now? So you saw Terminator 1?
Yeah, and 2.
What did you think of 2? Excellent, Dylan.
I need your boots, your clothes, and your motorcycle.
Yes.
And some underpants.
Yes. And your underpants. I don't think he took his underpants. You can keep them. They're yours. But he took his cool glasses.
They've got poo stains in them.
Yeah.
I don't need them because robots don't have willies.
You look like you pissed yourself. I don't know. It's Terminator, might do. They have to be realistic to people, don't they?
Yeah.
But why is it wet? What is wrong with your willy?
Well, how come the original punks in the first film didn't say anything if he didn't have one? That's one of the first things they would have said. Yeah, exactly.
Well, she noticed it in the second one.
No, if you actually look, he was holding a nice sandwich that she was like, "Ooh, I'm hungry."
Ooh, Subway.
Yeah, Subway. Ooh, I like Subway. Yeah. Well, what we're playing against now is a team that can defend against set pieces well, which is something that we've been doing well with. They're good at counter attacks. They can shoot from free kicks. They finish their chances well. They create a lot of chances, and they're good in the air. So that makes them out to be the greatest side that's ever played football. But if they're doing that consistently, then yeah, they're a strong team. But I think we might have enough to beat them.
Well, in the last 2 games in the league, they won 5-0 and they won 2-1. So they haven't let in many goals.
No, and we hadn't until the last game.
Yeah, so it will be a tough game, I reckon. But what does Dylan think?
I think that
Swallow your food, Dylan. Before
Dylan has been eating pizza. Domino's, I believe.
I think that they're a very strong team. Like they were very good against Juventus last year, and they could show little spikes of that again. And they've got a good midfield. I know they have one player, Sergio Oliveira, who's pretty good. They've got quite a good attacker. He's called Otavio. I have him in FIFA, and then they've got a decent defense with Pepe, who's very experienced in that back line. He's played for Real Madrid, and then their goalkeeper's not too bad either. So they're a very strong side, and we should definitely take them seriously.
We will do. You forgot about Diego Costa, but the goalkeeper. Let's hope they don't cost us the win. And Luis Diaz as well. He's been performing quite well for them. Scored goals and stuff. They've got some threatening players. It won't be an easy game.
They don't.
But we've got enough.
They haven't lost many games.
No, they don't.
Noticed, so.
Their league is fixed. I'm surprised we're even allowed in Portugal, considering COVID.
Because we were bored. So what about all these deaths? We're bored and we want football.
Yeah. That's how it is. When people get bored of things, they forget about what they were doing.
I'm bored of COVID now. I want football back.
Yeah, I'm bored of being in the house. I did it for a bit. Isn't that enough? Isn't COVID gone now? Let's go back to getting ill.
In goal, Alisson. That's pretty obvious.
All right,
Are you sure, Dylan? Are you sure not?
Well, I mean, like the last 5 games Adrian's played for us, he's failed in literally every single one.
Yeah, but the more Brazilians we have in the team, so maybe get Adrian. Adrian's not even Brazilian. What am I talking about?
Alisson's Brazilian. If anything, it's a positive with your reasoning.
Yeah. So I was going to say more Brazilians in the team is perfect because they can all swear at the opposition then. And they can understand the tactics as well.
So who
centre backs? We should play Van Dijk.
Yes. Should we?
But yeah, it's a Champions League game. He's kind of getting back into the swing of things a little bit. Van Dijk. This is a toss-up. We should either play Konate, but probably not, or Matip.
I'm gonna choose Matip because they have been playing well together, despite the Brentford game.
Yeah, I think we should ignore that game.
Yeah. We'll just say it's a bit of an off,
It was an off
time. There you go.
Van Dijk and Matip.
So
left back, obviously we're gonna go with Bradley. No, I'm joking. We're gonna go with Robertson.
How did you find Bradley? Dylan?
I think that his haircut is absolutely diabolical, and that's why I'm picking Robertson.
Diabolic.
I agree.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. There we go.
And
But you've
right back,
chosen. Sorry, can I just go back? You've chosen Robertson. Do you think Tsimikas might be a better option in this game?
no, Robertson
Okay.
was very good against Brentford,
You know
All
what?
right.
He wasn't too bad.
especially coming off an injury as well.
They
It
weren't-
will only
yeah.
get better.
They weren't
But I'm
going
just thinking
on that
about.
side.
I'm thinking about set pieces.
But
Tom, he
Not set,
doesn't.
not set pizzas. Set pizzas. I
Tom.
can't even stop. I can't even say it now. You've ruined it because I keep seeing pizza. You eating
Tom,
no,
pizza?
I
look-
didn't know this was your team.
Tom, look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face. He doesn't like that.
All right, fine. Just saying. Just
All
offering
right.
another opinion.
All
Just
right.
offering another opinion. So far, so good. Okay, so you got right back, Dylan.
I've got to go with my boy.
Your boy.
No, the one right in the bottom right. No, right one.
Oh, there you go.
No, not him. No, get him out. You know, the very bottom right, like right.
Him.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Mr. Invisible.
No, we're gonna go with Alexander Arnold. I think that's.
Oh, it gets his full name.
Yes.
Shut up.
Sir. He's going to be called Sir, isn't he? Eventually.
All right, so at
Uh,
centre mid,
Alexander Arnold.
Centre
want-
mids.
Fabinho.
Was he any good?
I hope he's a bit more alert
Yeah,
because he's sometimes he's a bit slow brained.
he was a bit off, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but in other games other than the Brentford game, he's been pretty good. Like, for example, this is a bit back, but the Chelsea game, he was very good.
Yeah.
And other
I agree
games.
with that.
So, centre mids, I think, I'm not quite sure, because we're definitely not putting Oxlade-Chamberlain in there because he's been quite poor.
Yeah. We probably won't, but I don't know. Is Keita still injured?
I don't know, but I think I'm definitely going to get Curtis Jones in there. I know it
Okay.
might sound wild, but he's very good in the Champions League.
So Jones would go there then.
Jonesy.
And then,
is Thiago injured?
Thiago's still injured. Yeah, he'll be out until after the internationals.
Oh god! All right, Henderson then, because he's kind of the only one, that.
So would you play Henderson on the left and Jones on the right? or
No,
the other way around?
I'd switched them around. Whoa! We got a special guest.
Oh right.
so you switch Henderson like that, and is that?
Yeah. Just because
Okay.
Henderson's then in with Matip and Trent,
Good lad.
and then right wing. I think, or left wing.
Oh, right, sorry, right, go on.
Right wing.
I would go on that
Salah.
side.
The lad.
Left wing.
Oh, who are you going to go for this then, Dylan?
Mane.
Oh, okay. The man.
Is Minamino still injured?
No, he came on, didn't he, Charlie?
Up front.
So who's going to be centre?
This is a big toss up because you could have Firmino, Origi, Minamino, or even Jota here. And I think Minamino is probably a long shot, so he's probably not going to be picked in this. I think Origi.
Who would you choose, Dylan? Who would you choose?
Yeah, who would you choose?
I'm just thinking about it for a logical perspective. Origi's not been in the best form when he's played for us, for like one game or two. Like I remember one game against Leeds last season. He was quite poor in taking his chances. I think Jota's in quite good form, but I'd play Firmino.
You play Firmino. Yeah. Why not?
And then maybe bring Jota on.
Yeah,
So-
it means we got.
So we're gonna
come on the bench.
we're gonna have Gerald from Hey Arnold then.
Yes. Yes.
Who is that guy?
That's Gordon.
Wait, who did you choose? I've completely forgotten.
Firmino.
Firmino.
Okay.
Bobby.
Bobby
Bobby's coming
Dazzler.
Bobby Dazzler.
And yeah, that's what I'd play against Porto, to be honest.
That looks like a good side.
That is a side that could beat the top teams.
Because then we got Bobby to come back into sort of not midfield, but like in that kind of area to help him out.
Mm.
So that's good. Good. I like to see it. That's exactly who I would have chosen, Dylan. And
Yeah.
Charlie, because Charlie keeps choosing Jones every week.
I do choose Jones, but I put him on the wrong side. That's why.
I know Jones was good that last game. Like he got the ball out of difficult situations and stuff.
Yeah, look, I thought maybe the midfield was lacking a bit, and they should have. I was expecting them to take off Jones, but if they didn't, I wouldn't have been hugely disappointed and had a temper tantrum and gone on Twitter and complained about it.
No.
But yeah.
So you're happy with that team?
Yes, I am happy. I think that's a Porto beating team.
I ain't gonna do predictions because let's face it, ain't gonna happen.
No, we're not going to say we're definitely winning.
We're winning. We're winning 5-0.
Oh God, here we go.
Oh God.
Oh no, you put the mockers on it. The mockers have been put on.
Edit this in next week when we've lost like 2-1 or something.
Yeah. Get the Stellas out.
Get the Stellas out. We're winning the league.
Go on, get the Stella. Get the kids. Get them watching the game.
Yes.
Dylan, welcome to your Scouse accent.
I'm kind of a hybrid, electric and engine cars. I'm like that. I can change really quickly.
He's the chameleon.
I'm half Scouse. You know why? Because hold on, give me a second. I need to Google something.
We can still see you Googling.
Because I had a toad in the hole the other day, which is Scouse. So it kind of got me. You know what I mean?
So that makes you Scouse.
I'm half Scouse because I had the whole thing, but then the next day I had fish and chips, so I was basically like a geezer.
You went back to being a Cockney geezer.
Whenever Tom talks and pops up on my screen, my face goes darker, but when Charlie pops up, it goes lighter.
It's because I've been helping a load of old people, so they'll never age or get ill.
Yeah. If you look at the film Cocoon, Dylan, you watch that, you'll understand.
With who in it, Tom? Your favourite?
Brian Dennehy.
Watch Cocoon.
Brian. Yeah.
That's a good film.
Here you go, people. Watch Cocoon. It's not a good film, but it is a good film.
You know what? It is a good film. I'm going to say it's a good film. So, Dylan, you can take it away with the outro. Go for it.
Are you still eating, Dylan?
Dylan, how big was that pizza?
I know.
I ate 3 wedges at once.
Oh, right.
Dylan, you got to eat slowly.
Yeah, stop scoffing
and
your
stop
food.
stuffing yourself. You're disappearing.
Let's get this outro.
Hasta la vista. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. And we'll see you next time. Bye.